All right, our next team is Dance Compass. Dance Compass is a free resource platform for cancer fighters, caregivers, and their friends to find practical advice, share stories, and support each other through collaborative and meaningful arts.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan, and that over there is my partner, Punyapa. I'd like to start this presentation with a hypothetical question. What if you were diagnosed with cancer? What will you do? And how are you going to manage that emotionally? Wait, sorry. Because that happened to me in 2019. I couldn't find support from someone who was going through the same thing as me. Moreover, the things that I found on the internet were like this, full of technical jargons that I couldn't comprehend. All of them resulted into a very challenging journey for me and my family. And we're not alone because 80% of patients and caregivers need mental health support, but there are barriers preventing them from accessing it. And these barriers actually came from a systemic issue. Especially in Southeast Asia, there's a serious shortage of psychiatrists, which is 60 times worse than the US. So, of course, a lot of people there struggle with mental health. Fortunately, there's a substantial increase in mental health investment, which is, I believe, that something needs to be done now. So, starting last year, I partnered up with volunteer artists to create Dance Compass. This is a resource for everyone involved in the cancer fighting journey. So, this is the current version of Dance Compass, which consists of my personal experience in battling cancer, and we package it with meaningful arts. We're going to expand to a story sharing community where people can support each other. We're also going to give practical advice to reduce the burden of having to understand complicated medical journals. And we're also going to offer live reintegration support in workshops and Q&A with experts, all with affordable cost. And how are we going to achieve this? I'll pass this to Punyapa.
Thanks, Dan. So now, to help patients and their loved ones, we're going to start on the nonprofit side, where users can share their stories in collaboration with artists and track their mental health well-being. We'll partner with hospitals and insurers for expert insights and welcome business funding to create real impact. Not only that, we're going to ensure sustainability by having the for-profit space as well. So this is going to offer additional life reintegration support for patients and caregivers and open up the door for enterprise and public sector involvement. So we have validated this model with user surveys showing strong interest with 3 partners already ready to onboard with us. In just 4 years, we're going to help improve the mental well-being of users, saving them thousands in mental health costs, and reach as many people as 12 times the size of CMU students. And this is just based on the current partnership. The mental health online service platform market in Southeast Asia and beyond is much, much bigger, leaving lots of space for us to grow. While there are many mental health platforms out there, they're either peer-led support that can be misleading or expert-led advice that can be too technical. So not only Dance Compass combined the best of both worlds together, it's the only platform of its kind out there. So don't just hear from us, hear from them. 95% of our users said Dance Compass helped them through tough times and would be even more powerful with the story sharing feature and expert support.
Yes, Pujapa, and that's because we really understand the journey. I have an experience as a startup founder and as a user advocate, while Punyapa here has an experience in tech and health platform. We're both from Southeast Asia, and we've been patients, caregivers, and advocates ourselves. We know how limited the support can be, so now we're building a support system that we wish we had. We are advised by experts in multidisciplinary field, which we bring into one platform of their expertise together. And for the next step, we're going to expand and create the story sharing feature and build awareness as we reach out to our partners. And this is just a start, you know. So we invite you to collaborate to create a better world with us. With Dance Compass, we're building a community where people can share their stories and their stories become hope. The artworks that are showcased today reflect the dedication of our volunteer artists who share our vision. Thank you.
Thank you. Itaki?
Fantastic initiative. So I am originally from India, and growing up, there is a huge stigma in Southeast Asia on sharing
Yes.
health issues or personal health issues. Have you experienced that, and how are you sort of mitigating people coming out and sharing their stories out in a public space?
Okay, so I came from Indonesia, and people tend to share their stories, but publicly by their own selves, you know. So for me personally, when I battled cancer before, I looked through these stories, but it's very sporadic, like, and it's very scattered. I want to create a platform where those stories can be merged into one platform. So these cancer patients, these caregivers who need support, can just go into one platform and then read all the stories and get inspired.
John?
Can you help me understand better the go-to-market strategy and whether you're going to be going through doctors and caregivers or just direct to market, and how you plan to price it?
Okay, so for the go-to-market strategy, we're going to start with a non-profit site first. With the non-profit site, if it grows well, it will also attract the funding from sponsors, from the enterprise, and for the CSR funding, you know. And then, because we already have this credibility of managing these funds, we're going to expand to for-profit. And then for this for-profit, we're going to add a subscription model, which consists of having an art workshop, art therapy, and also life reintegration support. Yama, do you have anything to add?
Just to add on, we also have a cool framework that we're following called IDAN, which is Initial Funding, Development, Awareness, and Nurture Lead. So in 2025, as of now, we are looking for the competitions and grants and trying to get the partnerships that we need to get the initial funding to develop the story sharing feature. And then we're going to look into the expansion to after having like enough users, as Dan mentioned, we're going to go to for-profit. So that's the more of the development of the pro subscription, as well as having the partnership with enterprise for their brand exposure as well. So that's the plan for the current moment.
Yes, thank you, Bunyapa.
Christine?
I have a question.
Oh,
Yes.
David?
I've had cancer in my family twice. I'm currently dealing with it right now with my son. Am I understanding you correctly that at the beginning you're going to rely on philanthropy
Yes.
to give this service away?
Yes.
And hopefully that people will see the value of it and then in the future be willing to pay for it? Is that the business model?
It's a different business model. So we're going to keep these two separate. So for the non-profit, it will consist of the story sharing part. And the for-profit, it's for people who seek for additional support. What kind of additional support that we provide? We will provide art therapy, workshops, and also Q&A with medical experts, financial experts, and career experts.
This is just to have the additional support that people need. So this is based on our survey that we launched. So actually, we're going to allow them to get the access into like the workshops with medical experts, financial advisors, insurers, or art therapy that Dan's mentioned, with the lowest cost that we would be able to offer for them.
Right. Christine?
Oh, we're launching. Yeah, we're targeting Southeast Asia, and we're going to start with Indonesia first. Yeah, because it also has the biggest population in all of the region in Southeast Asia. And yeah, there's just a lot of opportunity to grow there.
Yeah, so this is based on our ranking metrics that we did before. So this is based on the
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, we ranked all of the Southeast Asia's countries, and we consider three things. First one is the giving index. Giving index is how charitable the country is. Second one is the market entry, how easy for us to get into the market, like the regulatory hurdles and everything. And also the third one is the potential social impact. Yeah, like how many people that we are going to affect if we launch this is at those countries.
We have time for.
Yeah. Kendra?
I just had a question about the monetization model,
Yes.
specifically around artist access and hiring. And can you give me a little more information about what that means in terms of commissioning artists and recruiters?
Yeah, sure.
Quick
So,
answer.
okay. So as you can see here, the arts are beautiful, right? So we want them to get access to recruiters. How? So we're going to collect all of this data, all of those portfolios, and we're also going to, market this portfolio to recruiters with the hope that the recruiters will come and hire them. And we're going to charge a commission fee based on that.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.